Prolonged noise has become nearly impossible to escape in modern society, especially within crowded urban environments, where traffic, construction, and non-stop activity surround people, shaping focus, stress levels, mood, well-being. From traffic, construction and machinery running day and night to sounds from electronic devices, many people come to accept persistent noise as normal now, even though it subtly affects concentration, mood, stress, and mental comfort. However, becoming accustomed to constant noise does not mean the body and brain are unaffected. As ongoing sound exposure continues to strain the nervous system, disrupt recovery, elevate stress hormones, undermine term mental health. In reality, prolonged noise silently degrades sleep quality and interferes with the body's most vital recovery processes, preventing deep rest, impairing cellular repair, unbalancing hormones, and leaving the nervous system strained. Sleep is a biological state in which the brain must perceive complete safety before it can enter deep stages of rest, allowing neural repair, memory consolidation, hormonal balance, and physical recovery to occur without interruptions. During deep sleep, the body repairs tissues, restores energy, consolidates memory, and regulates emotions, supporting immune strength, hormonal balance, brain health, and emotional stability needed for resilience and overall stability. Noise, even at moderate levels, can disrupt this delicate process by keeping the brain slightly alert, preventing deep sleep stages, triggering micro-awakenings, and reducing the body's ability to fully recover overnight for health. The brain is programmed to detect danger, and sound is one of its primary warning signals, constantly scanned by the nervous system, especially during rest, to decide whether the environment is safe enough for relaxation and deep sleep. As a result, even when a person does not fully wake, the brain keeps processing sound, keeping the nervous system in a subtle background state of alertness that interferes with deep rest and full recovery during sleep at night. When noise continues through the night, the time required to fall asleep often increases as the brain struggles to relax, remains partially alert, and delays the transition into stable deep sleep stages needed for recovery and balance. The body struggles to fully relax, breathing slows more gradually, and the heart rate fails to drop deeply enough, leaving the nervous system active and preventing entry into the most restorative stages of sleep overnight for health. During sleep, even small sounds can trigger brief micro-awakenings that fragment the natural sleep cycle, pulling the brain toward lighter stages, reducing deep rest, impairing recovery, and leaving the body less refreshed upon waking. These brief awakenings are rarely remembered, yet they fragment sleep architecture, particularly deep sleep and REM sleep, both essential for brain restoration, emotional regulation, memory processing, and overall mental resilience. The autonomic nervous system is clearly affected by prolonged noise, as persistent sound keeps stress responses active, elevates heart rate and cortisol, disrupts balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic states, weakens recovery. Under ideal conditions, the parasympathetic system dominates during sleep, allowing the body to fully relax, slow breathing and heart rate, repair tissues, restore energy, balance hormones, and enter a deep state of rest and regeneration. However, persistent noise keeps the sympathetic nervous system mildly but continuously active, preventing full relaxation, maintaining stress signals, elevating alertness, and reducing the body's ability to enter deep restorative sleeps. As a result, stress hormones fail to drop sufficiently, the body never fully releases tension, and the sensation of rest remains shallow, leaving the nervous system strained, energy low, mood unstable, and recovery incomplete over time. Many people sleep for enough hours yet still wake up feeling tired, sluggish, and lacking vitality, as poor sleep quality, stress, disrupted rhythms, and mental overload prevent the body and brain from fully restoring energy and clarity overnight. Over time, poor sleep quality caused by prolonged noise can lead to serious consequences, including chronic fatigue, impaired focus, emotional instability, weakened immunity, elevated stress, and long-term mental health decline. A lack of deep sleep impairs concentration, memory, and decision-making, reducing cognitive performance, slowing reaction times, weakening problem-solving skills, and leaving the mind less able to process and retain information effectively. Emotions become more unstable, making people more irritable, anxious, and impatient in daily life, reducing emotional resilience, increasing stress responses, and making it harder to handle challenges calmly and effectively. When sleep quality declines, the ability to manage stress weakens, causing the body to react more intensely to minor pressures, creating a cycle of chronic fatigue, heightened tension, and reduced capacity to recover both mentally and physically. Prolonged noise is also associated with a range of physical health problems, including elevated blood pressure, increased risk of heart disease, metabolic issues, weakened immunity, and chronic stress that impacts overall body function. Research shows that living in noisy environments can increase the risk of high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, and metabolic disorders by keeping stress hormones elevated and the body in a constant state of physiological strain. When sleep is frequently disrupted, the immune system weakens, resistance to illness drops, and recovery after sickness slows, leaving the body more vulnerable and reducing its ability to repair and maintain vital functions effectively. In particular, long-term loss of deep sleep disrupts hormonal balance, impacting hunger, satiety, and the body's ability to maintain stable energy throughout the day, which can affect metabolism, mood, and overall physical health over time. Another important factor is the type of sound, as sudden, loud, or unpredictable noises tend to be more disruptive, triggering stronger stress responses and more frequent sleep disturbances than constant, predictable background noise. The brain reacts more strongly to irregular, unpredictable, or socially meaningful sounds, like car horns, voices, or sudden impacts, as these trigger heightened alertness and stress responses, making sleep fragmentation more likely. In contrast, steady and consistent sounds are less stimulating, allowing the brain to adapt more easily, reducing stress responses, minimizing sleep disruptions, and supporting deeper, more restorative sleep throughout the night. This explains why some people sleep better with gentle rain or the steady hum of a fan, yet struggle when exposed to sudden noises, as predictable sounds are less likely to trigger alertness and allow deeper, uninterrupted sleep. However, when the environment has multiple unpredictable sound sources, the brain remains constantly vigilant, preventing deep relaxation, increasing micro-awakenings, and disrupting restorative sleep needed for mental and physical recovery. Beyond physiological effects, noise also impacts psychological safety, as constant or unpredictable sounds create stress, reduce the sense of control, increase anxiety, and make people feel less secure in their environment. Deep sleep occurs only when a person feels safe and does not need to remain alert, allowing the brain and body to fully relax, repair tissues, consolidate memory, regulate emotions, and restore energy for optimal functioning. In noisy environments, especially at night, this sense of safety diminishes, keeping the brain alert, fragmenting sleep, increasing stress, and preventing the body from entering deep restorative stages needed for physical and mental recovery. Individuals who are sensitive, anxious, or under psychological stress are even more vulnerable, as noise heightens alertness, worsens sleep disruption, amplifies stress responses, and makes it harder to achieve restorative deep sleep. Their brains stay more alert, leading to lighter sleep, frequent startle responses, and difficulty sustaining continuous rest, which reduces overall recovery, increases fatigue, and heightens stress and emotional instability over time. Improving sleep quality in noisy environments does not always require relocating, as strategies like sound masking, white noise, earplugs, and establishing quiet routines can reduce disruptions and help the brain achieve deeper, more restorative sleep. Small but effective measures can reduce noise impact, such as improving bedroom sound insulation, using thick curtains, closing windows, or adding a stable background sound like white noise to mask sudden disruptions and support deeper sleep. In addition, establishing a relaxing pre-sleep routine helps calm the nervous system, signaling the brain that the environment is safe and preparing the body for rest, which improves sleep quality and supports deeper, more restorative cycles. In conclusion, prolonged noise is not just an external nuisance but a hidden factor that disrupts sleep quality, fragments restorative cycles, and negatively impacts both physical and mental health over time. When sleep is compromised, the body's and mind's ability to recover diminishes, reducing energy, impairing cognitive function, weakening immunity, disrupting hormonal balance, and increasing vulnerability to stress and long-term health problems. In an increasingly noisy world, protecting a quiet sleep environment helps preserve the foundation of health, emotional balance, and long-term quality of life by enabling restorative sleep and reducing stress on body and mind. Thank you for watching. Wishing you good health and endless energy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to share your thoughts.